These are corporate jobs, as you said. It's about 1,800 in total from 1,000 existing and 800 postings that haven't been filled. And really, this is, to us, signals that they're finally really looking at how to streamline the organization, tighten things up, and hopefully initiate change a little bit faster than they have to kind of get things back on track.
So is this an issue for the company, i.e., maybe they are a little bloated, maybe their profit margins aren't up to snuff? Is that something that's been identified?
Yeah. I think that the bloat is something that has been identified by the company, and they're not alone. If you think about, as we came out of the pandemic, a lot of companies introduced a lot more redundancy in their processes, in their things like that, just in order to make sure that they would have enough supply of goods for everybody. And as the overall supply chain is stabilized, now it's time to go back and trim that fat that they put on just after the pandemic. And again, Target's not alone. Walmart, earlier this year has also announced corporate head cuts. And so I think this is a normal course of business, but it's a good time for Target to do so.
So all right, assuming it's a due course of business here, let's step back and take a look at their core fundamentals of the business, whether it's Target or Walmart here. As we go into this, holiday shopping season, what are the key drivers or the key levers that you're looking at to gauge success or, maybe some challenges?
Yeah, I think one of the things that needs to be kind of reiterated about Target's decision is that it doesn't impact the client-facing part of the business. And so that won't affect their seasonal hires. It won't affect their number of employees in stores. And when you're looking at broader retail coming into that holiday season, success is really going to hinge on making sure they have enough of the inventory in stock, that they've made good calls on what the items are that they're carrying, but also that customer support and experience. And so, those are the things that we're going to be looking for as we get closer to the holiday season. And we had Mattel and we had Hasbro report earlier this week, and they didn't have great results. And part of that is reading into toy demand for the holidays. And the orders that didn't actually materialize. So we'll be watching that very carefully when it comes to these retailers that really specialize in those kind of products for consumers around the holidays.
So what is Walmart, what is Target, what are they saying about the upcoming holiday season, which is such an important part for the overall retail chain?
Yeah, it is the most important part of the year for these companies. And both of these companies, as well as others like Costco, they all say that they're well positioned for the holidays. If you think about the procurement process, most of the orders for holiday goods were placed back in January or February. A lot of the goods started to arrive in July and August. So they should have their goods, here in the U.S. kind of ready to go. And so I think, but with the state of the consumer spending patterns in the U.S., although people are still spending money, they're still looking for value. So when we're looking forward to the holiday season, we think we're going to see much more spread out deals and people spending, on a spread out basis so that they don't get hit hard by big credit card bills in January. So watch for lots of small deals that kind of lead up into the holidays.
And will prices that we pay at the retail, at the Target level, at the Walmart level, are they going to be influenced by tariffs, do we think?
I think there will be certain categories that will be influenced by tariffs, and so all the retailers are saying they're using price increases as the last possible resort. And I think actually one of the interesting things is that when they talk about pushing back on suppliers or sharing the cost of suppliers, some of the commentary that we heard this week from Mattel and Hasbro sort of illustrate that there were lower orders. There's less expectation for quick refills. So it'll be interesting to see where that how effective those companies are at negotiating other ways to manage tariffs before they put price increases in. But in some areas, it's going to be impossible not to pass something through.